Good afternoon, everybody. I thought I'd give you a bit of an update as to what I've been up to this weekend and yesterday. I got some plants for my birthday, so I've planted some in around the place. So this is some lemon balm and chocolate mint, and yes, these are part of the mint family, and I hope they do go rampant. I love both chocolate mint and lemon balm, and I've been having trouble keeping them alive in pots, so I've just decided, nope, I like them so much that I don't care if they go wild and take over the entire yard. So I've planted them here. I've got some flat leaf parsley over here. I planted in some rhubarb over here, which doesn't get a lot of sun at the moment. Some calendula and another rhubarb. And then the bulk of my planting I've planted over here. I'd love to say that I've used proper companion planting, but I really haven't. But the general idea is to plant some flowers with the edibles to attract pollinators and that sort of thing. So here, Matthew's planted a row of strawberries, and I've got a blueberry that I've planted there, and I've got another blueberry over here, and Matthew's continued his strawberries down here. Now we've done it in a row like this because the chickens come through these trees beautifully. The coops fit beautifully between the trees, so I'm just going to move the chicken coop along here, and this will continue along, and this will be my kitchen garden. So at the moment I've planted some borage in there, which is a fantastic medicinal herb, as well as a beautiful flower, and some cauliflower with its different colours that also has different different harvest rates. So some of them are early harvesters, some are late harvesters. So yeah, whether or not they manage to survive or not is another matter. All I can do is plant them and water them and hope. So yes. Now one thing that collards are susceptible to is cabbage moth. So I've actually planted some landcress, which is supposed to attract the white cabbage moth and should hopefully protect the collards, because they get attracted to that. They lay their eggs on that, but the white cabbage moth actually can't eat that, so it doesn't survive, so it dies. So that's the plan. But I've also planted herbs and everything else around the place to confuse the pests. So I haven't got any mass plantings of anything. Like in this section here, I've got some calendula, which is in the marigold family, but it's a medicinal flower, with the tomato, because it's always a good idea to put marigolds around tomatoes, and basil. That actually is something that I've intentionally companion planted, as is the landcress with the collards. Now I know I've planted the collards over there, but I've also got some bok choy that my neighbours gave me that I've planted down there, along with some beetroot seedlings that I've also put down there that are nicely covered. That's some German chamomile, just because it's another medicinal herb. And I've planted some curly leaf parsley, some coriander, and some dill. Now hopefully these do well, and hopefully the chickens don't get to them, which they shouldn't, because they are in their coop. So they're just going to be travelling next to it. Make it a little bit difficult to harvest the plants in there, having plants on both sides. But I'll sort through that. I'll work that out somehow. It's all good. And I'm still working on how things are going to work in this system. So, yes, and nothing's permanent. Everything can be moved. That's the beauty of gardening. You can always change it up next year, do a different lot. Although I have the reason for planting these ones here and not in the actual kitchen garden area is because they're more perennials, so they're not going to need to be replanted each year. So yeah. So yes, so that's the plan that I have. And that's what I've been up to today. So yeah, the chickens were there for a few days and did a lovely job of tilling up that area. It was just so fine and beautiful. So it was really easy to plant those into it, and I've just popped some wood chips on top of it just to add that extra mulch layer and to hopefully prevent weeds. I mean, I'm going to have to weed anyway. It's part of the course of having a garden. Other things grow that you don't want. You get volunteers that are good and you get volunteers that are bad. But that's all part of what happens when you're gardening. But yeah, so that's... I've still got a few things left to plant out, but I thought I'd do a bit of an update on what I've been up to this weekend. So yes, lots of wood chip being moved, lots of bending, lots of digging. And Matthew had a lovely time planting those strawberries. He loves strawberries. So he decided that he wanted to plant them there. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with where he's planted them. It's not a bad idea at all. So yes. And strawberries tend to stay in long term. They're not an annual crop. They're more a perennial. So yes. So yeah, that's the update for today. I'm quite excited actually. I'm hoping everything goes well. I'm hoping that the things under these trees will get enough light but not too much light. But time will tell. Hopefully my rhubarb that I've planted over here won't get too much sun during summer. It shouldn't, because it should get shade from the tree. Here's the trees right above it. Because rhubarb is also a perennial, which means it shouldn't be in that garden. Whoops. Oh well, it's all good. It's not a tragedy, I can always move it anyway. So yes, I had meant to put the rhubarb up under one of those trees. Oh well, not to worry. But yeah, so there's the update for today. Have a great one. Have a blessed day. I hope your gardens are blooming and you're getting stuff done in the garden. And if you've only got a small patch, just plant where you are, even if it's just a herb on the windowsill. Something. And it's nothing like homegrown stuff. Homegrown fresh herbs just taste absolutely beautiful if you can get the things to grow. Which sometimes I have a challenge with. But at the moment the possum seems to be gone, so it's not eating everything. So I haven't been losing things when I plant them in the garden. So that is a bonus. It's getting very disheartening. So hopefully it can all start really jamming along and doing really, really well before too much comes along that's going to try and eat it. But yes, anyway, have a great one. Any comments, questions or suggestions, leave them below and I'll catch you at the next clip. Have a great day. Bless you.